I can't be racist. In fact, I don't see race. Give this video a like if you've ever heard somebody say that. And give me a comment if they're actually the most racist person you've ever come across. Okay, so I've been telling you to read Racism Without Racist by Eduardo Bonilla Silva, and today we're finally going to talk about it. Welcome back to my series Latinos and Anti-Black Racism. My name is Dr. Esther Trujillo, and I post videos about Latinos in the US. All right, so in sum, the big idea behind the book Racism Without Racists is this. Although the civil rights movement showed that there had been a lot of progress made, racism didn't end with the civil rights movement. As Bonilla Silva tells us, it just changed its clothes. Racism was no longer about people cursing and saying derogatory racial terminology. It wasn't about necessarily wearing the hood of a Klan member. Instead, the idea of racism today hides behind the idea that we're all colorblind and we don't see race. This is what Bonilla Silva calls colorblind racism. In this study, Bonilla Silva shows that primarily white folks often say that they're not racist, but they do things that are racist. And it's fine. Most of these folks, he argues, don't say this maliciously. They truly do believe in equality. They truly do believe that they aren't judging people based on race. But he says that not being a racist is not enough to end racism. Discrimination still exists in schools, in jobs, in housing, and policing. Black people and other people of color still face discrimination in these areas. And colorblind talk justifies that inequality by instead blaming it on culture or lack of merit or even market forces. Okay, so we get it. His argument is that colorblind racism is removing the importance of race from the analysis, right? Removing race from the conversation completely. How does this connect to Latinos in the US and why there is anti-Black racism in Latino communities? Because they do the same thing, friends. First of all, Latinidad, as I've mentioned before, is a very broad concept. Inside of Latino communities in the US, Blackness and indigeneity are often left behind, right? They're not talked about, they're not included, even though a huge proportion of our communities are Black and Latino. Many non-Black Latinos focus on discrimination and how it affects them instead of thinking about the greater collective. That's a form of the same ideology that Bonilla Silva is proposing in Racism Without Racists. Secondly, he argues that it's not enough to not be racist. You have to actively be anti-racist. Colorblind racism actually says, just behave, accept the status quo, and you too will be able to earn these accolades or privileges or whatever. This idea